Welcome to the channel where we don't know what we're drinking and we barely know what we're talking about. We're not professional whiskey tasters, but we are blind whiskey tasters, and we're going to try whatever is in our glass. Who knows what it... Well, I guess... Oh, you don't know what it is because you're blind with us.
Yeah.
Come on for the ride.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh, and like I said, we don't know what we're drinking.
Nope.
We barely know what we're talking about, but this has been drawn at random from our blind sample pool full of a bunch of bourbons and ryes, most of which we've never had before, so there's no familiarity with it.
There we go.
There we go. We got
Words
there.
are hard.
We got there in the end. It's hard talking on camera or just at all. But
Sometimes it is.
we taste this way. It might seem a weird way to do a whiskey review for a whiskey channel.
Yeah.
But we taste this way. Number one, because it's fun for us. We hope it's fun for you. Number two. And number three, it removes all the bias of knowing what we're drinking and giving it a favorable or unfavorable review based on the knowledge of how it might be perceived.
What we're supposed to get.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's kick out all that, kick it to the curb.
Kick it to the curb.
And get this on the nose.
All right. This smells old and learned.
I'm old-ish and learned-ish.
I'm older.
I can't even talk. I couldn't even talk a few seconds ago, and I can't claim to be even learned-ish.
That's what this smells like, though.
Yeah, it's got like, to me, it's got this aged vanilla.
It's got aged vanilla books.
Yeah, I can see that. Like you're eating I know you don't like vanilla bean ice cream, but
I do like French vanilla ice cream.
yeah, but this is like eating vanilla bean, like a really good vanilla bean ice cream in an old library.
I could go for French vanilla ice cream in a library.
I could go for any ice cream anywhere. Sign me up.
Fair.
Sign me up to get this on the palate.
All right. Speaking of library, this tastes like a pencil eraser.
Really?
I got pink eraser.
Interesting. You say that note sometimes, and I don't know what it means.
I don't know what it means either, but that's what I get.
Like I said, we barely know what we're talking about. This, to me, generally sweet. The experience feels very refined.
It does feel refined.
For lack of a better word.
So I got pencil eraser up front for whatever that is worth. And then it's just generally sweet. Like it's not overly sweet, but there's not a lot of a finish. I'm hoping maybe with a second sip, we'll get maybe a building finish or something.
Yeah, I think based on how fragrant the nose was, because the nose is kind of jumping out of the glass. I was expecting the palate to deliver, but the spice level's real low on first sip. You know what? Let's just...
Yeah. I was expecting the first sip to coat my palate more. Like I expected it to be a little more viscous. Let's take a second sip and see if that happens.
Right. You can't trust that first sip.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually better for me. That was better because the mid palate felt hollow on the first sip. Mm-hmm. I'm getting so much more on that second sip now.
I'm getting a little bit of spice on the back end now. I think that first sip, like I always say, the first sip gets you acclimated and the second sip is what counts. I always call it my first sip. Mm-hmm. You know this about me.
Especially when you're tasting double blind and you don't have any clue what you even could be drinking.
Yeah, you have really no starting point, barometer to kind of know where to start from. So that first sip is really important in setting your levels, so to speak.
Right. And
then that second sip, really you can tune into more of the flavors and the nuances of the pour. And I think that's what just happened with both of us.
Yeah.
It's a little more spicy in the back end for me. Not too much though, in a good way. That pink pencil eraser note is no more. I'll probably need a third sip for more, but that's what I got the second sip.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I'm echoing exactly what you're saying. Came through with more spice in the middle of the palate, which was kind of a dead spot the first sip. The first sip just kind of glided over my palate, and I kind of didn't pick up much nuance at all.
Yeah.
Second sip, though, much more cohesive. Spice, oak, sugary, fruit sweetness is kind of the through line, and the most forward thing is the sugary fruit sweetness to me through the whole pour. You know, I said the vanilla bean, and there's still that vanilla bean note on the palate, but fruit shows up to the party too, and now I can get it going back to the nose.
This still smells so good.
This like strawberry, not peaches and cream, but like strawberries and cream. I'm getting that on the nose and the palate with this just thread of really nice, pleasant spice. And it's really soft, but it also has a lot of flavor. I enjoy this quite a bit.
So for me right now, at this point, the nose is better than the palate.
I would agree with that, but I need another sip to be sure.
Yeah. I'm getting a little pencil eraser pink, like the little one.
I see you.
On the end of the pencil, not the big one. That like is kind
the
of
block,
the block.
The wedge.
Not that one. Just like the little one on the end of the pencil.
Nothing, no new news here. It's just generally sweet, very enjoyable, kind of seems well crafted. You know, I don't know what something like this would cost. I know I've paid amounts of money for bottles that are in the like $50 to $70 range that have been every bit as, or kind of on par with this or not as good. You know, so if it's even more than that, I wouldn't be too surprised. I don't know if I'm reading oak on it, but if it is coming through, everything in this glass is really well integrated, which makes it kind of hard to pull apart if you're talking about a tasting notes thing.
I will say it's integrated well. It meshes well.
And we're not the 15 tasting notes deep channel over here, so we're not going to be able to give you everything that's going on in the glass. It's just not what we do here. But this is very like a nice, sweet, generally enjoyable pour, and it seems so well integrated. Sometimes when it's like that, it makes it even harder since we don't pick up 15 flavor notes.
Like I'm trying right now.
Yeah, it makes it kind of everything just kind of runs together. Yeah. It just tastes generally good.
I do want to say, wait, before we find out what it is, what's your score?
Oh, I'll go thumbs up. Confidently thumbs up on this. I like this.
Okay.
I would like to have a bottle of this. Pending price, and we'll find that out and see if that changes anything before we find out what we're drinking.
So, I'm drinking it. It's fine. I'm smelling it. It's great. I'm drinking it. It's fine. I'm smelling it. It's great. For me, I want something to taste really good. I value the taste of it because that's ultimately what I'm doing with whiskey is I'm drinking it.
This is a good point. Go.
So I'm giving it just okay because while it does smell great to me, it tastes just okay. And I'm drinking it. Like I'm not going to smell this thing the whole time and not drink it. Yeah. That's not what I'm doing. So if I don't like the way it tastes, it's getting just okay.
And I'm thumbs up because you know me, the way I drink whiskey usually is I'll have a pour at the end of the night, and usually that's about it. And this is the type of thing, because the nose is so nice, I could pour a glass of this and we could sit down and watch an hour-long drama or something, and I could smell this thing just over and over again.
Yeah, but then you have to drink it.
And I really like it when I drink it. I mean, it's not blowing me away by any means. We don't even know how much it costs yet.
It's not bad. Don't hear me say that it's bad. I think I just expected more from the flavor because the nose was so good.
I mean, it's not going to take me out of whatever show or movie I'm watching with you. Like, I'm going to be able to be fully present, but also still have a glass of whiskey that I can enjoy a lot in my hand. Fair. It's not going to blow me away with proof or spice or anything. And I do tend to like those things, but sometimes I'm not in that mood. And when I want really sweet, like it's coming across more and more sweet the more I sip it. So if I want something that's really sweet, great nose, this is exactly what I'm looking for. This is number 87 in our pool. We need to find out the price.
Let's find out the price.
If that'll change anything, because you're just okay. I'm thumbs up. And we do it this way so that we see if the price tag will influence us based on what's in the glass before we find out what we're drinking. Because once you know what you're drinking, you've got the context, the bottle, the marketing, all that stuff that goes along with it. And we don't want that influencing us or our rating.
Exactly. So this is $80.
I said 50 to 70 bucks, right?
Yeah.
I said I bought bottles that are 50, 70 bucks that I don't like as much as this. It's 80 bucks.
Yeah.
I'm staying thumbs up. I like this. I want a bottle of it.
That seems like a reasonable price for what this is. I'm not mad at it. I'm also not changing my score because the flavor for me was still just okay.
I'm getting some maple syrup on the nose now.
It's still just okay. I'm staying where it was.
And I'm thumbs up. What are we drinking?
We are drinking Still Austin Blue Corn Bottled in Bond Bourbon.
Wow.
This is 100 proof, and this is thanks to Bill and Delia Kavanaugh. So thank you guys.
Wow, this is Texas whiskey.
Texas whiskey. Did not pick up on 100
that. 100 proof? This has a nose on it like 115. This is great.
I'm very impressed because I feel like, and please correct me if I'm wrong, this is probably the first Still Austin product that I liked. Liked. I've always found their products interesting.
Outside of barrel picks, yeah. Like their core line.
Their core line that I've liked. Like the nose on this is bonkers. It smells like an an old British man with a cardigan with elbow patches on in a library, and that is like heaven to me.
That's your favorite smelling note.
That's my favorite nosing note.
Erin just really likes smelling British men in libraries.
With a beard. They have to have a beard.
And elbow patches.
And gray hair. That's perfect. I love it. It just didn't taste like that, and I'm so upset.
I thought it tasted great.
However, still Austin. Keep it weird, Austin. I love it. You do you.
The blue corn, they're using a non-traditional corn, and they're a craft distillery out of Texas. Things are aging faster down there. This is wild. This might be, outside of specific barrel picks from Still Austin and other Texas distilleries, things like that, Garrison Brothers, Cowboy Bourbon, Balmora, all that stuff. Core line releases. This might be the best core line Texas whiskey I've ever had.
On the nose, I will agree with you. Where we differ is on the palate, but to each his own.
Now, here's the thing. We have different sensibilities. So now having smelled and tasted it, your rating was just okay. And if you walked into a store and you saw this bottle sitting on the shelf, $80, you're definitely staying just okay. It's a take it or leave it. For me, it is a thumbs up. I would buy it.
Okay.
Specifically, the fact that it's Texas whiskey makes me more inclined to buy it, that it's this good and this enjoyable, and I would love to have this and share it with others. I don't think we have Still Austin Blue Corn here, but yeah, consider me impressed. Good job, Still Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're impressed with the way we do things around here, think about subscribing to the channel, because this is the way we do things around here. Every Monday and Thursday, we do blind tastings. Blind single sample here. Thursdays are head-to-heads. If you want to get involved in our community, this was shared with us through our community.
Yes.
By Bill Kavanaugh. If you want to get involved in that, share some samples, have some samples shared with you, ask for some samples. It's a very generous community full of amazing people. Get involved through our Patreon. That will get you to our Discord. That's also where you get our barrel picks. And maybe we'll do a Still Austin barrel pick one day. That would be really cool to do for the channel. But you can get all that down there through Patreon. And then you can also get apparel. I'm not wearing it. Neither of us are wearing.
No.
We're not salesmen. We're just,
we
like to hang out.
Merch at stuffandwhiskey.com.
Right.
If you'd like to check it out, feel free.
Or don't. But we're about good people and good whiskey over here. And if you're about that too, then you should definitely check out the Patreon, and you should definitely subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely. And I think that's it for today. Be good to each other, and until next time.
Stay weird, Austin.
Cheers.
I'm stunned. Bill told me this was good. I'd never in a million years.
I wish it tasted like it smelled, though. I probably would have been 2 thumbs up.
You were just okay? I almost went 2 thumbs up because the nose is so good.
The nose is so good, but while that is a factor, that is not heavily weighted. And I love blue corn tortilla chips.
You should have said that in the video.
I love them so much. My mom used to buy them because they were healthier for whatever reason.
You should have said that in the video.
They weren't really
Maybe
healthier.
I'll put this in some bloopers.
Yeah.
If I watch that far.
They weren't really healthier, but my mom bought them because she thought they were healthier. And I loved them. I still love blue corn chips.
That nose is bananas good.
It's so good.
And not bananas, just it's really good.
It's so good.
Good grief. I can't believe that's Texas whiskey.
I would
It
never.
doesn't even, there is nothing that you smell or taste that would indicate that that is Texas whiskey.
No, because I feel like a lot of times you can tell that it's aged very quickly.
Rapid age, yeah.
Yeah.
Through the heat.
But not with this.
And there's no graininess.
Even in the flavor, I couldn't tell that it was aged rapidly.
Golly.
So good.
That's amazing.
I
need a bottle of this.
I wish it tasted like it smelled.
It does to me. Well,
it doesn't.
Not to that level, not that strength.
It doesn't. And
the flavors
if it
there.
did, we would have a problem on our hands.
You'd want a case?
I would be like, hey, let's go move to Austin so we could buy this whiskey all the time.
You can get it other places. You don't have to move.